Morning, welcome to Earthway Experience. Today I want to talk about permaculture, peak oil, and the transition network, the transition movement. About a year ago, I got involved in what's called the transition network, and basically what it is, it's started by a man named Rob Hopkins. I think I'm saying that right. He's a gentleman from the United Kingdom, and he is also involved in permaculture teacher, as a matter of fact. And he realized, like many of us realize, that we can't go on the way we are, importing foods from South America up to Northern Europe in the wintertime so we can have our fruits and vegetables. Even in the summertime, we're getting our fruits and vegetables from Africa, Southern Europe, of course, which isn't so bad, I guess. But the idea was that as fuel gets more and more expensive, that we're going to have to start producing locally. So there's actually a village, a town, and they have their own money, and they're creating, keeping the money local. So a number of years ago, the transition movement came to Sweden, and I heard about the first meeting for our area about a year ago. And boy, oh boy, is it ever going slow here in Sweden. Rob talks on some videos here, if you look on YouTube, about, okay, maybe it takes a year of getting people, and then you can really start going. But we're into our second year, and some of our meetings will only have 2 other people come. Sometimes we'll have 15 or 20 people come, but I don't think people realize that peak oil is here, and we need to start doing something. So it's rather interesting. Is somebody that's involved in permaculture, and then listening to other people involved in permaculture. The idea in permaculture is to think, how can, in a circle, how can we provide everything that we need, and how can we not have any waste? So it teaches you, and I think a lot of us that are into permaculture, maybe we had a little bit of that gift beforehand, I don't know, that looking at the big picture and being able to see more than just a small thing. And I think that's important in permaculture. So we look out there, and we have peak oil, we have climate change, and we have environmental, just that we're using things up, plain old using things up. China, has control of over 90% of the rare earth metals that Toyota needs, and everybody needs to make these high efficiency generators for the cars and for wind power and things like that. So there's not a lot of that stuff out there. So how is it going to save us? So the key, I believe, to the transition network is in permaculture. It's how can we feed ourselves when we really need to? How do we know how to preserve that food? So this transition network, it's in the States, it's in Australia, it's in other countries here in Europe, and I really encourage people to go take a look at transitionnetwork.org, and you can find links to your country's transition network, and then look for local transition groups, and get involved if you don't know anything about permaculture, then there's probably going to be somebody in your area that does know a little bit about permaculture. I'm not schooled in permaculture, but I've been lucky to have the time to read, and I have the property, the land, so I have just been going out and doing it. And so now, after 4 years or so, 3 or 4 years, I'm getting better and better, and you know, so I don't have the 40-hour course or 72-hour course, but I've listened to it on the internet, and nothing beats experience. Nothing. We can go to all the weekend courses, we can go to all the week-long courses, but if all we do is go to courses, we'll never really know anything. It's 100 times better to just go out and do it and learn by yourself. I'm not saying that you don't go to the courses, but if you do go to the course, don't just hang the certificate on the wall and have the t-shirt and say, wow, I'm a permaculturist, or I'm a this, or I'm a that. Go out and do it now. That's where you become that whatever you want to be. It's in the doing. So I just wanted to make a short video. I had some other thoughts that I wanted to speak to on this one, but basically it's just get out there and read. Right now, as I do this video, it's January and it's -8 Celsius, so it's yeah, 10, 15 degrees out there. It was a nice walk to school with the boys, and I come home and I'll grab a permaculture book, and there's a meeting for transition this morning at 9:30, so I'm going to that, and we're planning a green week, having different people have talks and different events coming up here in the spring. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.